Oh, so welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For people that don't know, Jyoty has been an amazing character, I would say, in radio for quite a few years now. You've got your show on Rinse FM. You basically built up your career and following like in the last few years. And I feel like whenever I speak to people about you, or I tell people you were on this course, people are like, Jyoty, like she's sick. Like.
My manager, Henry, he hates everything I do. It is 1:45 and the last thing you saw was me in Knutsford, teaching the workshop with Jaguar, which was amazing, by the way. It was so good. It was weird because you don't really get to see the students because they're all joined virtually, but they can see you in like HD quality. And the people there said that this was their favorite one. So, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I'm good at workshops. And it was just really fun. And it was the first time I got to meet and just get to know Jaguar and also her manager and hear their story, which is really cute and very like quite endearing. So yeah, that was really lovely. And then I didn't actually film anything on the way back on the train and stuff because I was so deep in conversation with them. And not only that, I also had like a bit of an intense hyper on the train, which I then managed to fix, but that then turned into right now my blood sugar being like 23 point something, which is normally you would be hospitalized. Currently I'm packing because I have to get up in like 5.5 hours to go to Poland. And who decided to always leave it till the last minute to pack? That's right, it's your girl. But yeah, I'm just going for 2 nights, so this should be it. And I get to, you know, even though I'm going Ryanair, thankfully they booked me with 2 hand luggage. So I think all I need to do tomorrow is put on my outfit, put my like toiletries in there, take my book, make sure I've got my passport, and then that's it. So yeah, catch you guys tomorrow morning and we go to Warsaw together. Mini update, it's 2:40 in the morning. This should not have taken that long, but I think I've had 3 current USBs on rotation. One I obviously messed up last night when I was trying to record the radio show, which I didn't get to do. So they're actually running a rerun tomorrow. The other one, I think I've left in Amsterdam because I haven't seen it since I've come back from Amsterdam. And then the third one, I thought I'd lost it and I had it with me at the workshop. So I spent like a good 40 minutes trying to look for it and I finally found it in the back pocket of the jeans I was wearing. But yeah, I need to buy a new one. I should buy it because you should never DJ or go to a gig with just 1 USB. You need at least 2 or 3. Good night. Good morning. Let's go to Poland. And let's get ready to go to Poland. I really woke up thinking, I don't need to wake up early today. Let me just turn off this alarm. Oh my God.
Got somebody, she is a beauty, very special, really and truly, take good care of me.
So, like I said earlier, I currently only have 1 USB left, and I said you should never go to a gig with 1 USB. So, I'm at the airport. Normally, you can always get a USB at the little electronic shops. Obviously, with whatever the hell's going on with my life in the last 48 hours, everything going wrong when it comes to tech. I went to the little counter where they sell headphones and phone accessories and all that type of stuff, and they're like, oh, we normally have USBs, but we're completely out at the moment. And I just thought, oh. So I saw one at Boots. It's cheap as hell. I doubt it can be any good, but I'm just going to get it and give it a go. And I've just been confirmed to play Emilia Clarke's birthday party. Well, I didn't know who she was, but apparently she's got like 27 million followers. She's a big actress from Game of Thrones. So life is good right now, and I'm not going to complain because I'm about to go to Poland.
Right by my side, night and day. No letting go, no holding back. Because you are my lady. When I'm with you, it's all about. Girl, I'm so glad we did it. No letting go, no holding back. No holding
made it. I'm in Gdansk. I'm in Poland. Second time now. I've been to Warsaw before, and you just saw my journey here. It's just really cute and sweet and easy. No stress, no rushing this time around. I had some great news. We're playing Emily, some famous actress from Game of Thrones. Oh my god, am I just making up a name? Whatever, you'll know her if you watch Game of Thrones. Playing a birthday party. Oh my god, there was this cute man, this really old man. I didn't even get his name. It was 86 years old. He was sitting next to me on the plane. We ended up talking. He was from New Zealand, moved to England when he was 17 to become a pro bike racer. And he was saying, like, you know, sometimes you talk to old people and they're like, I'm not sure if what you're saying is appropriate, or like if you're aware that you're being a bit racist. But then you also have to remind yourself they just come from a different time, and you know, he means well. But we were talking for ages, and he took a real liking to me. And I told him I was a DJ. He was like, no way. And he used to run a record store back in the day from some artist that I'd never heard of, who was apparently really famous. He was telling me how he loves Elvis Presley and Doris Day. And then he's like, but you know what, I don't want to be one of those people, but all the music nowadays is just awful. And I was laughing, and we talked quite a lot, and I said there's a lot of music out there that I think he would like, but you just need someone to show it to you. And he agreed. He was really sweet. And he's like, but that rap music I don't like. I was like, trust me, there's so much good rap music that we listen to that samples all the artists that you grew up on, and you'd absolutely love it. You just need the right person to show you. Yeah, the weirdest thing he was saying was, we were talking about all the places we've traveled and like our favorite places and stuff, and he said South Africa is one of his favorite places. I said mine as well. But he's obviously been during apartheid, and he's like, yeah, people would call me crazy for saying this. But he was like, it was better for black people during apartheid. He said, and you might think now that, you know, all this equality stuff, but he's like, no, because now they've put the white man problem onto black people, but they don't help them. And I was a bit like, what? He's like, yeah, black people are great and fine in their like environment and when they're kind of like left alone to themselves, but as soon as you kind of allow them into drinking and drugs and stuff, and they take on the white man's problem, it just goes horribly wrong. I just brushed it off. You know that you have to pick your battles, and you're like, you're 86, I'm just gonna leave it here, plus we're in the sky. I had a few of those conversations, and he was just saying how like he lives in the States by Laguna Beach. He was telling me how the day his wife passed away, all of a sudden he had to learn how to cook and clean, and he said, I might as well be wearing a dress now. Another thing that I thought, okay. Anyways, we're just having great chats, and it's, you know, perspectives. And when I told him I used to work in politics and how I felt working in Westminster, and that I feel like I've made a bigger impact on changing like at least my local communities or people I'm directly in touch with now I'm in music, he was really impressed, and he was really sweet. At the end he asked for my email address, and I said, well, where would you like me to put it? And he's like, well, I don't have a pen. So he's like, never mind. And then when we left passport control, he's like, keep causing trouble, you. So he's like, oh, you're so good at talking, you must love talking to people, it's lovely, it's good to be that way. He said something that really stuck by me. He's like, I always tell my wife, every time you turn on the news it's just horrible stuff. He's like, why don't you turn off the news, put on some records and let the music take you somewhere else? You know, life is short, you have to have fun. And he's like, I also wonder if I can't make a change, if I can't make things better, why can't I just worry about my own life? And I thought that's really, really fair. And you need to always look after yourself first. You know, how can you have anything to give to the world if you don't give it yourself first? He also mentioned, so basically his son works in racing as well, and he works on the Grand Prix. He's married to a Polish woman, so he lives here, and this man and all his friends are going to some big race that's happening in Poland at the moment. And then after the weekend, when the races are done, him and his son are going to take their bikes and go racing in the mountains. And then I was like, don't you think that's petrifying? And he's like, no, every week I go on my bike in California and I race in the woods as well. And he's like, I don't go on the roads. And I was like, why don't you go on the roads? Like, isn't it really dangerous to go in the mountains? And he's like, when I die, I want to die alone. And he said, I don't want to be found on the road somewhere with someone who doesn't know me calling a number, try to save me. He's like, I just want to go in peace. And I thought, what if you just don't die all the way, but you get really injured? What are you going to do then? Then you're half dead in the woods. Anyways, it's 4 o'clock now. I'm going to quickly eat some snacks. Maybe just fix my face a little bit. And then I'm going to head out and discover around 4:30. Go and walk. I'm close to the old town. I'm by myself, so just going to see what's up. Scout out maybe a good restaurant for this evening. Maybe if I'm hungry, I'll just have an early dinner while I'm out. And see what's good. Poland, Gdansk. Let's go.
Right, it's like 10 to 5. I've left the hotel. The sun is clearly shining. I'm going to go out and explore, see some sights. Europe in a couple of years. And what I miss is that they always have like these dark like bars with just like this red light district reminding light where you can just go for drinks and like chill out, and it has all this like old furniture in it and stuff, and that's really common. Do you know what it is with these countries like Czechia, Hungary, Poland, all the kind of like Eastern European countries? They just remind you of like writers, a post-war romance. How to explain it, but I have a thing for it. Okay, so I've come to the main road. It goes all the way down there. Has all these nice buildings, completely remind you of Amsterdam. And I guess there's a market down there called Long Market. So let's go have a look. This is it, Long Market. Polish flag, loud and proud. Different every time you keep me on my... Right, I want to try Polish food, and this restaurant, which is kind of hidden, and I love the way it looks from the outside. I saw it online, and it said it had like this really old interior, and it like gives off a vibe where writers used to come for red wine and whiskey and coffee. But me really, so I'm going to give Polish food a go, because I know they're not going to do any gluten-free anywhere, but I feel like I'm only here for less than 48 hours, so at least today, try to find some food. And I mean, there's going to be lots of meat, fish. We're in the harbour seas, and if there's potatoes, I'm good. And I know Polish people love potatoes, so I think we're going to be all right. So let's go inside to Joseph K and hope, I don't know what to expect. As you can tell by the videos, it was banging inside. Very, very, very cute. And their Wi-Fi password is Franz Kafka, one of my favorite writers, if you don't know. Even have a poster in my room. But they didn't do any food, so I just sat and had a coffee. It's getting 7 o'clock now. I'm getting dark outside. I still don't really have any plans for this evening, so I'm thinking to just find food nearby and then head back to the hotel, I think. I don't think I've got anyone to go for drinks with. But yeah, so now I'm also getting a bit hungry and my blood sugar is going a little bit low. But not to worry. Not that you're worrying. Around 2 to find food, I guess. Let's go. Okay, I've panicked a little bit. I've panicked. My blood sugar was going low. I don't know. I think it's been a year and a half since I've like travelled on my own places, which I'm normally so used to, but I just panicked a little bit. And I know that tomorrow the promoter's taking me out for dinner. I'm like my host, so I thought I'll let her take me to a proper Polish spot. So I kind of went into the first place I saw that didn't also look too upscale because I'm wearing a tracksuit, which turns out to be a bit of a bait place attached to a hotel. But they do gluten-free stuff. Not my proudest moment, but I got a tomato soup and gluten-free carbonara. I'm actually really horrible. Okay, well, it's called Mono Kitchen. Hotel, didn't even go for a glass of red wine at that cozy red light district looking like bar around the corner from the restaurant where I was, because my fucking mood got ruined. Don't even know if I want to talk about it too much because I don't want to let it ruin my mood even more while I'm in Poland to play a gig. So life is pretty good. Long story short, if you follow me on Instagram, you may or may not have seen that I did some pretty tongue-in-cheek funny stories a couple of days ago about it being Dazed 30th birthday party, and I am teaching a workshop during their Dazed festival for the 30th birthday party, and I was also in the Dazed 100 list, but I didn't get invited to the party. I just make fun of myself and I just make fun of life. So I did a story saying, and I added them, so it wasn't like a secretive, it was funny. Normally my manager, Henry, he hates everything I do when I get a bit like brash. This one, I even said to him, I was like, don't tell me to take it down because I think it's pretty funny. He saw it and he said, no, I've seen it, it's funny. So I did a story being like, can you believe I'm not even invited to the birthday party? And then I did another one saying, Days at the DJ workshop, I'm just gonna tell girls to use the sing button and forget all about beat matching. Just didn't think anything of it, like haha, posted it. Then the next morning I woke up to loads of messages from people who are a little bit like newer into the industry saying that they're either also teaching workshops or they've just done projects with them, or they're also in the Dazed 100, some of them all free, and that they've been talking about it all week, that they didn't get invited and they were quite upset, or that they were wondering if they weren't cool enough. I'm kidding you not, I've got like over like 7 or 8 different platforms / people saying this. So then I did another story saying, I can't believe so many of you actually DM'd me saying you were quite upset that you didn't get invited. I was like, I just want you to know that no matter how big you get or how good you get in your job, there's going to be times where you don't get invited, and it happens to people like me all the time. And I even said, It's never personal. It's never personal. Left it at that. Loads of messages from people who were at the party saying, I'm so glad you're speaking up about this. I was there and the party was shit and like it was all influencers and just, you know, a lot of these platforms always do this, blah, blah, blah. So then Henry now gets an email from a girl who works for Dazed, Charlotte something, who I guess was also the person he'd been talking to book me to teach the workshop, saying, I just want you to know that I've seen the stories over the weekend and I'm very disappointed. And then explaining how that they had a really tight guest list and they had to deal with the guest list from the venue. Bear in mind, I knew so many people who were invited that have like nothing to do with Dazed at all. And at the end, like we have invited Jyoty to other Dazed parties. And then at the end, does she even want to do the workshop? Something like that. Or like, does she still want to do the workshop? Basically giving me the option to be booted off the workshop. And I'm just a bit disappointed actually, to use her own terminology, because I just think of all the things I've said, that's what you choose to react to. So you're, instead of having a dialogue, you're having a confrontation and you're saying that I've done something wrong rather than like, you know, we're so sorry you were made to feel that way, or I wasn't aware that other people were feeling this way and then maybe we should make it clear. Do you know what I mean? Like taking feedback or some shit. Like, and I honestly, I'm fuming because I'm just annoyed at a lot of people. I'm annoyed at this particular girl who decided to respond in her job, in her position and the power that she holds, to react the way that she has instead of actually being responsible. And you can still say like, oh, you know, you didn't have to word it like that, but this is interesting. Like, what did people say? This is something that we, you know, we'll keep in mind. Even if you lie, this is definitely something we should keep in mind moving forward. Like some shit like that. And then also the people that all attend all these parties but then don't speak up about it. I'm just a bit like, I'm fucking annoyed. But I also know that I will always speak up when I just think something's a bit weird. And I don't always do it the right way. And sometimes I have to take things back. And sometimes I word it the wrong way. But I definitely thought that in this occasion, I worded it the right way. I did it tongue-in-cheek, laughing, light, and in the morning where other people were being serious. I used myself as an example to clarify that it happens. But yeah, fuck people and just... This is why people always say fuck this industry, because fuck this industry. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go downstairs and get a glass of red wine because I'm in Poland to DJ. Life is good. I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Apparently they're gonna call me. I just want Diet Coke and some toothpaste. Odd combination. I had such a cute outfit to go out tonight. There's nowhere to go. Save it for the next trip, I guess. Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say. It's noon. I had planned for this vlog to be like really cute and show you what it's like when I travel for DJ bookings on my own and go on these little adventures. But today is not going to be really like that. It's the second day. It's my full day here, and I'm gonna spend more time in this room because of, well, multiple things. But it's just been a shit few days or something. I don't know what's going on. This is the first time that they say it's like Mercury retrograde or something. And I don't even want to blame it on that, but there's just a lot of shit, like little things one after the other happening. Is that really annoying? Sorry. One is I need to spend time in my hotel room preparing this DJ set because I've had really good gigs, but I don't know, I'm just really insecure about the set and the music. I don't like any of the music I've got. I'm just gonna buckle down for a couple of hours and really try to like find new songs I love. Then I posted a TikTok last week of a clip of a set of mine in London, and the clip happens to be a song I play by my friend Roscoe, who's from South Africa and who sends me banging tunes. He's this year sent me my favorite tune of the year. It's an Amapiano edit of A Marie One Thing, and it's been popping off. I've played it on radio, I've played it at Fabric, I've done a TikTok with the song before, and I'll always put his Bandcamp link in the comments, and he's even messaged me saying, yo, my Bandcamp's been going crazy, thank you. I've done the same in this video. It's a video where I announced that I'm going to be playing in Poland, and what venue, what date. Most people gasped. I think there's just like 3 or 4 comments that thought that was in Poland, and I guess who just don't know what I do or who I am, and that I know the person who's made this song, and it's someone I personally know, and and I'm trying to push it. And then I have a radio show where I talk about all the music I played that I've also been playing on my piano since before this summer, since it was a hype. I've seen it probably in my isolation boiler room. So I just woke up to a DM from a lovely girl from South Africa saying, I think it's important that you know that the music you're playing is called on my piano and it comes from South Africa. And I was a bit like, huh? And I noticed that the video she sent me is a still of that TikTok on a different girl's story, and it's completely like that. It's like colonizing the music, and not on her watch is someone like me going to play that music and not give credit where it's due, and saying that she doesn't speak Polish, but she looked up what electrical means, and it means electrician. So does that mean it's a technical? Basically, all fair, but clearly not having like maybe looked at my profile or see who I am or what I do, or perhaps that a lot of like South African people on the internet I'm befriended with. I've played with Grody, bit of Fabric. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time messaging these girls privately with a lot of patience and love, explaining who I am, what I do, and that there's a misunderstanding about that video and what's happening in the video. That's all cleared up, it's fine. Last night I told you guys about this uncomfortable kind of email interaction between our manager and, I said Charlotte, but I think her name is Annabelle from Dazed. Well, it's kicked off even more. So Henry decided to reply to her frankly rude email, and an email completely avoiding that real issue at hand and just kind of like making me feel bad instead of addressing why they have collaborators who are upset with them. In a sense, gaslighting, but I wouldn't take it there. Instead of replying to anything else, but she sent my manager's email, which was really lovely and really friendly and even too nice. He was saying how much he's loved working with them and it's nothing to do with them personally, and he hopes to continue the great collaboration forward, blah, 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 blah. She's clearly not replied, but she sent it to her senior, a woman called and this woman decided that it's okay to call my manager at 10:30 p.m. and apparently my manager was under the impression that she was drinking and raised her voice at him, scream at him, shout at him. And then when he worded where I was coming from, so he's just on behalf of me. Henry has nothing to do with this. He's my manager and he's speaking on behalf of me. Once he explained why I did what I did and what I meant, she told him he was gaslighting her. And once again, she didn't address the issue at hand once. Apparently she was screaming and shouting, we love Jyoty, we absolutely love Jyoty, we love working with her, like we would never this and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you actually know about me? Because you say you love me, what do you know? A boiler room, a Burberry campaign? I don't think you even know that I always speak up about anything and everything at hand, and that I always have uncomfortable conversations that people are afraid to have on my social media. So that's all cool unless it's your turn. Then all of a sudden it's a problem. He also asked her if she had actually seen the stories, and she said no. Wow. So you haven't even seen it and you're here calling my manager unprofessional, but you're the one drunk calling him at 10:30 p.m. I've kept it really cool. I've kept it really quiet. I've now demanded that Henry gets her email, and I want to personally be looped into an email with Annabelle and from Dazed. Yeah, I feel unsafe and I feel uncomfortable going into this workshop, not having spoken to them personally before, and I'm going to demand that I see them face to face in person next week. I don't care where these women come from. If you're not in London, we'll meet outside of London, but I want to see them and I'm going to tell them about themselves, because it's very brave telling someone that they're gaslighting when you've chosen to ignore why so many people are in my DMs upset that they didn't get invited. That's perhaps something you should focus on. But instead you tell me you're disappointed. Are you my mom? Disappointed in what? You should be disappointed that so many of your collaborators clearly don't understand your agenda or your motive or your philosophy, what you stand for. Maybe you should focus on clarifying that up first rather than telling someone you're disappointed. Disappointed in what? In me doing what I always do? Or are you just not aware of what I do because you don't do enough research? Which is funny because you're essentially a news information platform. But yeah, I'll save that to you for another time. Anyways, I'll try to show you if I will try to leave the house at some point, the hotel, and I'll take you with me. But yeah. It's finally happened. I've had a big fat good cry. I shouldn't say it like that. I had a big old good cry. We should stop using all of those terms actually when we're referring to something negative. Fat, old, all of that. Anyways, I've had a very massive cry. I have to admit, it's the first time it's all happened and it's gotten to me. Not so much social media in itself, but the interactions that have come as a result of social media has drained my energy. It's a shame it had to happen during a trip that I had so much stuff planned to do and to discover and to eat and see and meet and all the fun stuff. But you know, it is what it is, and that's fine. I have many things that are going through my mind right now, but I think the most important thing is that for the next few weeks, I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a step back on social media. Not like take a step back like I want to go missing. I got too much shit to post, fun stuff, work stuff, cool stuff, promoting other artists and DJs and radio and stuff, good stuff like that. But I'm also so happy I bought this at the airport on the way here. Bitch, it's like I knew my face was gonna get puffy. So yeah, it's time for Jyoty to take just a few weeks off of making statements and standing up for what's right and blah blah blah, because I can honestly say that in this instance, on this week, it's been at the expense of my own mental and emotional well-being, and obviously that's not worth it. I can't keep talking about what's right and what's good if I'm not feeling good. So your girl's taking a little break. I'm gonna try to turn this day around and turn it in a fucking phenomenal day. I get to play a sick venue in a different country with loads of people who are going to be there to see me, and I know that my intentions are good, and I know that I try to do what's good. So I'm going to take you with me outside at some point, I hope.
Just one thing I got